So the next plant that I want to ask you about, I'm probably gonna need your help with pronouncing. So I'll butcher it and then you can correct me. The Andrographis or
Andrographis.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Andrographis paniculata is name of is full official name of the plant.
Okay.
And it should have an easier name. I'm just looking up if it has any other names that I covered. Not really. I'm sure there are some out there. If you know them, let me know. But Andrographis seems to be the one that it's going by, and it's an interesting plant because I feel like 5 or 6 years ago, no one had ever heard of it.
Yeah, I've only ever heard of it through your work.
Okay, and now I think as there's more awareness around adaptogenic herbs and their ability to really sort of regulate the nervous system and perhaps even the endocrine system in certain particular cases of these adaptogenic category of herbs. It's everywhere. Like it's in drinks, it's in this, it's in that, which I think is wonderful.
Maybe expand on what an adaptogenic plant or herb is.
Well, so an adaptogenic herb is I don't want to go too far down the physical properties of what Andrographis can do, because there's other people that are certainly better qualified to speak to that than me. But generally, your adaptogenic herbs are going to be they're in a special category in the sense that they have a regulating effect on the nervous system and the endocrine system.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not necessarily just going to upregulate everything or downregulate everything. They have this sort of magical quality to come into the body and
they have like a discerning ability
and
somehow.
rebalance the system, which is fascinating. And again, there's some really great herbalists that have done some really, really good work on that. That if you're looking for something for a physical supplement, I would definitely point you to their work so that you can get more information about that. But on the spiritual side of things and the spiritual properties of plants, which is what we really focus on, it's all about warming the heart. So it refills, what I have written on it is it refills and sustains the emotional body through sort of negative emotions or tough times. So sadness and periods of angst, which is fascinating because when we say warms the heart, it just sounds like a bit of a turn of phrase. But the thing that I like to remind people is that, of course, you have a physical body, but you also have an emotional body, and you have a mental body, and you have a spiritual body, and those bodies function in the same sense as your physical body does, in the sense that we have those same systems are replicated within those other bodies that you exist within. And so what Andrographis says on the spiritual level is really able to sort of refill the emotional body. So when people say like, oh, I just feel like depleted, or I feel like a dish rag, like they just feel emotionally spent.
Yeah.
And that can be just going through a transition in life.
Yeah.
Right? Because those can be really difficult on people. So, new baby, which is a happy time, or new marriage, which is a happy time, but uses a lot of emotional energy.
Yeah.
The spiritual qualities of Andrographis can be really, really helpful for that. And so I think we would use it slightly differently than a traditional herbalist would, in terms of, traditional herbology is going to have their preferred ways that you either take the herb orally in a tea or a tincture or whatever that is. But we also look at how we can use the plants, and each one has a specific method. But for Andrographis case, I think we can use that in a candle, we can use that in a diffuser. So it's a little bit more gentle and it's more approachable for people, which is really, really nice too. So I'm glad it's having its moment in the sun.
Yeah.
Good for Andrographis.
As the sun comes in.
Exactly. And we can all learn to pronounce it, and it's fun to
Hopefully.
say. Andrographis paniculata. Sounds so fun.
It
right?
sounds so fancy.
It sounds so fancy.
Yeah, it does.
And it is. I mean, it's a little miracle plant. So
Oh, amazing.
that's that one.
Perfect. Thank you.